Animation.School. I am God!
Me and my mom, you're fuck! Fuck's sake, fine! Try this dumbass shake.
Welcome, Animation Club School. We are back online. I already see some very cute messages in the chat. Welcome. I see a lot of people are drinking water. That is, in fact, the correct option. So welcome to you. A special welcome from me for being on the same team. Thank you for all of the messages. For those who are new here, I'm Kata, your favorite and only host for our workshops from Animation Club School. Our school not only has amazing courses for new and seasoned animators, but we also like to share our knowledge that we've gathered with everyone who would want to learn. And that's why we host them on YouTube. On these kind of workshops, we discuss a variety of topics from acting to design, perspective, anything that can make your animation better. So today, we will actually tackle one of our submitted topics, submitted by you, actually, on fabrics. How to animate fabrics, how would fabrics react to different kinds of movement, and how can we show that difference in the materials? So for this, we have invited our traditional animation mentor, Edward Kurchevsky, who worked on such phenomenal projects as Scavenger's Reign and Primal. Maybe you've heard of him. So, Edward, for those who are meeting you for the first time, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, hello everyone. It's nice to always be here. And yes, today we're gonna make some wind animation, let's say, that's gonna affect some fabric and maybe some fur as well. So let's see. I wanted to make this workshop because I see a lot of problems in my students' works when they don't understand how the wind works actually, how it goes through the character, through the cloth. And yeah, so we're gonna make it just like representation of how it works usually, what to think of, and please ask some questions. With that, I will answer it fully, all your basically problems, right?
Inquiries, challenges.
Yeah.
Perfect. Before we actually jump into the workshop and like the best part of the stream, I have to give a couple of announcements. First of all, as Edward already mentioned, we have the lovely chat that a lot of our viewers have already using to say hello and tell us what you're drinking. But also, you can not only share what you think, but also you can ask us questions. I do have a couple of rules for the questions. They have to be on topic. They have to be mindful and demure, and they have to have the word question in all caps before you actually type out the question. So I'll actually see it because I have a lot of stuff on my screen. Part of the screen is covered by a microphone, and my head is going in 3 directions at once. My eyes literally go like this, like a snail. So it would be nice for me. I would appreciate it very much. But yeah, also what I wanted to tell you, if you like what you see, you should check our courses down below in the description. As I already told you, they're perfect for starting and experienced animators who want to level up their skill. And the key ingredient in all of this like education and the courses is personalized feedback. So you can specifically assess your strength and weaknesses and learn how to harness like the fullest potential you have. Our graduates have been to a lot of very impressive places like CalArts, Cartoon Saloon, Sun Creature, and many, many more. So don't wait. Sign up right now for the October courses so your animation journey can start now. I'm done with all of the disclaimers and announcements. So thank you for listening this far. And now we actually jump into the workshop itself. So I'm giving the mic to you, Edward,
Yes.
and lead it.
All right. Without any introduction, let's begin. So, can you see my screen? Can you see it too, Ben?
Yep, I can.
All right.
All good.
So, yes. Okay. So today, I will animate some cloth, some fabric on top of the dummy from the Baldur's Gate. Because it's been a year that since I started and it's still not finished. But I'm on epilogue, so just
Well, I
then.
still haven't played through. I'm waiting for the new patch so I can replay it.
Same. I just paused because I know that in October, September, October, it's gonna be last patch. I would just wait until that moment. All right.
So today you're animating my favorite character in Baldur's Gate 3.
The dummy.
Nice. Mhm.
Okay. Actually, I was just searching, I was just Googling some, dummy like I say workout or something, and it's just someone posted the artist who did it for the video game posted in the behind workstation, art station. Yeah. And I just, oh my God, I'm gonna take it. All right. So basically, what we're gonna start today from what? Usually when you like if you want to make some wind passing through some like your character, etc. First of all, you have to imagine the wind, the nature of the wind. I would say the character. Right. For example, the wind can be slow, can be very like very calm, or can be very aggressive, like a storm wind, or can change the mood. Sometimes there is some days that you have some crazy wind, like sometimes it's very fast, sometimes it's not, and just you just don't understand like how to adapt, etc. So you have to understand how it's gonna blow. And also remember, because the wind doesn't blow like a fan all the time, right? Like it's just constant blowing. Wind can come and pass, right? So we have to imagine that, and to do that, the easiest way is just to make to draw some lines, like how wind pass through your character. For example, one wind can pass here. When one blow is here, I can, for example, start another one, and it can be slow in the beginning, but then it can accelerate, for example, go faster and just go out. Then I have maybe nothing for a while, and then I have a new pass. I wouldn't change wind direction like often, because sometimes I remember my students did some kind of, okay, here is the wind from the right, oh now it's left from the left, and now again from the right, and it's just confusing. It's basically your hair and everything goes like around, and it's just like what happening, like so I wouldn't do that. Maybe once it can change, but it should have specific reason for that, not just like I want it, because it's quite difficult to understand. It's confusing. For example, that, and here I will start two in the same time, then go here, but this is slower, this is faster, for example. Okay, so let's see how does it work. I'm gonna put some timing to it. In the beginning, I don't want any wind. I want just let him be. It's too fast. I will put it on 4, and then the pose will be longer then. It's also very fast. Like maybe this I will start fast, but then I will slow it down. For example, yeah, we'll see. It's just to imagine, just to understand how it can work, okay? And then let's add some fabric on top of that. So I just add some cape on top, and I will animate how this cape gonna work. Maybe if we're gonna have 100 likes below this video, maybe I will also do some chain animation. Just small piece of chain.
If you're gonna be nice. Yeah, just like
Yeah.
2 pieces like behind, they appear for
Yeah.
2 frames.
Like a bonus, just very little animation of chain, like in the
Yeah.
end. Yeps. Okay. So this is wind. Wind rises. And this is dummy, overlap, and this is pink. Okay. So fabric. Basically, fabric will move in with the same timing as the wind. For now, I have 4, 4, 4, 4, sometimes 2. I will just adapt my fabric to the wind because I decided to have the timing like that. If it's going to be necessary in the end, probably not for this animation, but you can add some breakdowns in between and make it more smooth. But actually, you don't need to. 4 is actually quite fluid animation. But if you will need more, like 3, for example, or 2, you can of course do it. Basically today I will explain how to do it, and in 2 weeks, I guess, no, 6 and it's 3 weeks, yeah, 6th of September. Basically I will just review your approach to the wind rising.
Mhm.
Okay.
Ooh, while you set it up, I'll tell a little bit more actually about the submissions. You've probably
Okay,
noticed
go.
that we have like part 1 everywhere plastered, and in most of the, I think in all of the like messages we sent out, like notifications about the stream, we've also teased a little bit that on part 2 we're going to be discussing and reviewing your submissions, and there's like several rules for these submissions. They are, as I believe, in the description, so you can always run and check for yourself. But I'm just going to explain it here in simple terms. And if you actually have any questions, the chat is right here, so you can ask them. It's a very topical question. It's very good. So we can ask for any clarifications now. So what you need to do is you have to submit a shot with 3 different moving fabrics with very clear differences in their physics to represent their materials. So heavier objects are going to move in a more heavier style, and something like silk is going to be very light and flowy. They do have to be on a specific character. You will also find in the rules, his name is Rabbit. It's our little mascot of Animation Club.School. You've probably already seen him if you've seen some of our, like we have on the website, some interesting materials. For example, we have an explanation of like 12 rules of animation, and we showed it through the rabbit doing all of these rules. So it has to be that specific character with 3 different fabrics, and everything you have to put in the submissions folder. So I'll be able to actually find it. As last time, there are specific naming conventions that are described in the submission box, so I'm not going to go over them. The whole cycle, so it's going to be a cycle of moving fabric. It has to be about 3 seconds. There could be like a second more or second less if you want to show something specific, but try to keep it like short as possible. 3
Yes.
seconds is the perfect length. Format could be in TV Paint. It could be in Move, a MOV, or in MP4. I've also included a very good converter that's online and completely free. So if you have a different type of submission file, you can always do it through the conversion. And the last thing I have to note, there is a deadline to submissions. We will meet in 3 weeks. but you have time until 4th of September. So 2 days before the stream starts, I will be closing out submissions, so we have enough time to actually go through them and basically have time to prepare for them as well. So that would be very nice to us if you get your submission finished as much as possible until the 4th of September and send it into our submission folder. Again, all of the rules in a text form are in the description, so you can always find it. It's pretty concise, simple, and has all of the links you need. But I decided to also run it over here. Oh, you're missing the link. Well, then I'm going to send it right now. No problem. See, that's why I do it here online. While I'm sending the link, I'm going to give the mic back to Edward. And you will see the link appear in the chat in just like a couple of seconds.
Basically, since the wind blowed very, very low, basically it dragged like primary this part. And since it's just a small tiny piece of fabric, it doesn't influence as much. And you can basically now concentrate and on looking for some interesting forms, like maybe some of the fabric will turn like upside down, or for example here maybe it would be nice, like for example I'm doing that two of these tip, they going like maybe cross over each other. Just basically searching. Maybe it's gonna blow maybe a little bit more. Just trying to make it a little bit more interesting than just going left and right like a cutout. I'm trying to imagine how it's gonna be more in the depth, maybe even with an overlap like that.
I wonder, how often do you have to like how many tries it takes to like get that perfect wind motion?
It
Does
depends.
it usually come like first, second try, or sometimes you have to like redraft?
Yeah, it depends, yes. Okay, let's keep it that way. Also, different parts can go with different timings, so there can be desynchronization. Also, for example, this part will not be affected at all, so I can maybe copy paste here. Now, but actually I can also make feeling that the lowest part dragged a little bit the highest fabric as well. So here. Maybe it's too much, but we'll see. So I'm trying always to think and look and overall like shape and position of the cape, for example, because it's not only about that. It's about the whole fabric when it moves. Because, for example, when there is wind that pulls the fabric too much, this thing will be more tight, right? And it's gonna go up because the lowest part was pulled, right? That's why everything go kind of behind, and it's affect everything. That's why it's important. And also here, when the whole fabric start to go like on overlap, I also have to think about how it's gonna work with the top part. For example, here you see I did reduce too much. No, it's gonna stay here.
I have one question from, I think the name doesn't have any vowels, so I'm probably presuming it's Mohammed. He's asking, are you animating straight away because we can't see the timeline?
Yes, I do straight ahead
Mhm.
because
Straight ahead, right.
the wind, I mean, the wind is kind of part of the special effects, let's say. It's just the wind overlaps, etc. We do straight ahead after the character, the body animation is done. Hopefully my dummy is not moving.
It animated itself on its own.
Yeah. And now the boom, the big blow. But you have to remember as well that when the wind blows, it doesn't go straight to the cape. Actually, it hits the body, and depend of the parts that hides behind some pieces, like parts of the body, the wind can be basically blocked, right? And you have to
Mhm.
remember that you don't animate your cape, for example, independently from the character. Even the character is not moving. You have to think, like, again, like I said from the beginning, you have to think this part because it's a kind of root of the fabric, and you have to also try to think as one piece how it moves together, and the same the character that blocks, and etc etc. Okay, now you see my huge blow basically hit the middle point, the middle part of the cape. And now, boom, I will do maybe that. I'm just exaggerating now, but for example, this is perfect occasion to move a little bit, and I don't know how it called this part of the cape, this kind of locker.
The pin.
Yeah, the pin. It can move. Because the wind was actually pretty big, and it can drag more fabric. You see, it's affected. It can go back later, but Just have to kind of understand that it can work together. So, whew. Also flip horizontally. This is always what you have to like remember and to do constantly. Because if some of my students watch now, like I recently was kind of surprised that some of my students on the fourth course didn't flip, and she was doing amazing job during the whole courses, and I was surprised that she never flipped or not get used to it. I was like, what? How did you manage to do like so amazing work and without flipping? Like, so if she is watching, I'm talking about you.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
It's a secret shadow. Yeah, I think a lot of people don't flip because it's just they draw for a while, not flipping. And then the threat of flipping it means you might see all of the stuff. You know, you already invested this time a little bit of into the drawing. You don't
But
want to
this
see
is
it
the
like bad.
point.
But this
This is
is
the
important.
point.
Yeah, this is the point.
Yeah. You may invest the whole like I don't know whatever time how much time you have, but when you show it to someone, people will see if it doesn't work immediately.
Yeah.
But you already get used to it. Your eyes get used to it, and you need
Yeah.
fresh look.
You can think of it like people already see your drawing as the flipped version.
Yeah,
Like for them, it's already flipped.
yeah, exactly. I want to see my backside. Let's try. Okay, and basically, I can take my first part like here from the beginning because and eventually it's gonna go back, for example, here. So I will know where it's gonna go because here it was pulled. So now I cannot just go back, like make in between straight ahead. I think I will do some arc. I'm gonna make animation a little bit more volumetric. It's gonna add some magic. And now go straight in between. Love breakdowns. Breakdowns makes everything juicy. I want to flip here.
Oh, Mira added an interesting comment. I recently started to flip because sometimes it's more convenient to drawing like specific lines, like a specific way. I kind of get it. I think it's like very connected with like if you're right-handed or left-handed. So some of the lines will be more comfortable for you depending on like which hand is your dominant one.
Yeah,
So that's also another good reason to flip.
it's true. It's true. And also like rotate or whatever. So basically here, this movement is a little bit complicated and I don't want to draw it right away. I just want to understand what the roots are and how it's gonna behave in the roots, for example, and then how it's gonna be in the tips of the cape. So basically, first of all, I will do this because roots are important. Remember that. After this workshop, go and call your parents.
Eat a childhood food.
Maybe it's a little bit too much, but we'll see.
Who will blame us for being a little extra? Just being dramatic.
If you want to make it sensitive, you have to also sometimes
Wow.
being very, very subtle.
Mm.
Yes, on these workshops, you not only will understand something more about animation, but also about sensitivity.
Knowing how to discern, to feel.
Yeah, start to breathe.
Through your nose, out your mouth.
Yeah.
You can animate that fabric.
Oh,
Imagine it
yeah.
picking up.
Bee fabric.
No, that's actually, I think, would be like a good exercise before you actually start animating. Kind of try to act out the
Take
fabric you're
references.
doing.
Take
Yeah.
references. Like be like.
Not even
Whoa.
references, just try to kind of embody, the feeling. Like, how quickly would you move if you were like a silk scarf or something?
Actually, it's a good.
Probably like
It's a
long
good thing.
hands, like.
Yeah. No, actually, it's good because you can. For example, take a timer and imagine on yourself by your
Oh yeah.
movement how different sizes and weight fabrics can work. For example, some like normal fabric like tissue or something like heavy like leather, and just by yourself make some kind of efforts by acting it, you will also understand. And also if you record some reference, you see the timing, you see the um you will understand more the timing of some natural things, right? For example, because people sometimes just draw, put timing, and they don't understand what the difference between like lower or faster. They just put everything maybe too fast or too slow, and by that, with this exercise, you can basically maybe understand better. Maybe it's just theory. Okay, for now, I have the upper part, so I will see the arcs. Yes, I like it. The upper part, I like it. Looks very, very nice. You see, it moves, but not much. Yeah, and now it's only breakdowns with 4 frames. In the future, if you want to make it smoother, you can do it like on tools. All right, let's go back to our lower part. Right, big blow. Yeah, sometimes this is a little bit uncertain, but sometimes I really like making some weird curvy lines just to find some interesting I would say faults, how it behave. Otherwise, I mean, we are 2D traditional animators. We do volumetric animation, not cutout. No offense.
Absolutely not. Cutout animators have the privilege of making animation like in a day, and it would look clean in colors. While we
Yeah,
would have like three
it's true.
frames crying.
It's true. It's true. So give us some pride. So give us this feeling that we're
Slack
doing
and pride.
we're doing something more difficult, but yeah, but we're slow. Sorry.
Though I've seen like this one animator, I think his name is like Rodrigo Sousa.
Yeah.
And he makes these like amazing demos for Moho. He
Yeah.
makes a 2D animation, like a traditional animation, for the keyframes and for the rough
Uh-huh.
animation. And then he cleans it up in Moho.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he has
I think
all
I
of the
saw.
fluidity and
Yeah.
all of the volume of the 2D animation, but at the same time, he very much like speed ups the clean and the color process
Yeah, I
by
think I
making
saw
it
it. Mm-hmm.
completely in a different way than traditionally animation like this would. But it looks very interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, okay. And now we have a gap. So now we're gonna make it on 2, on 3, I mean, just to go down, just to calm down, relax. And I can also maybe copy this, the whole one, maybe. Maybe here, maybe no, here I have already new wave, new blow. All right, let's try. Yeah, it's kind of, I don't like this.
I think I've mispronounced the the animator. I think Rodrigo Sosa that did the Playground and the Scary Alley, I think, series for Adult
Yeah.
Swim. Then I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about a different animator. I'll probably will try looking for him right now, but if I don't find him, you'll have to excuse me. I have a hole in my head. Thoughts just leak out. But Rodrigo Sosa is also amazing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like would scroll like through TikTok and I would find like an edit of this animation and I would just stare at it for hours, looking at like finding new cool things about it.
Start to be again very flat. I don't like it.
I'll
Also
bring
the
justice. Oh yeah. Sure.
also the best way to not get boring in terms of how you animate the fabric, etc. So of course to find some reference, because why to to look for, I mean, why you need to create a bicycle if that there is already existed one, right?
Exactly. I also heard this why reference is very important because we do know like what bicycle looks like, but there's been this very fun interview. There was this guy, he started asking people on the street, "Can you draw me a bicycle?" And when people start actually drawing the bicycle out with like trying to explain how it works, not a single person actually accurately describe how a bike works. So actually looking for references is very important because sometimes you think you know about something,
Yeah,
but then you actually encounter reality and it's very different.
it's
Like
very
with
good.
me and misremembering the names. And
It's
actually, I
very
found
good.
the right one. The guy who mixes 2D and Moho, his name is Darcy Woodbridge, and he's very interesting. So
Not at all,
justice
not at all, Rodrigo.
restored.
Not at all, not at all, Rodrigo.
Yeah, not at all. This would actually be interesting. I'm actually, since I saw this, I'm like, I got very interested in like cutout animation because combining like both would like sound very interesting. So maybe one day. But what's interesting, I like how all of the principles, no matter if it's like 3D animation, 2D animation, cutouts, even, stop motion. They basically work on the same rules.
Yeah.
Physics, kind of like the believability, those like 12 rules
Yes.
applicable everywhere. So that's why, even if you're not a 2D traditional animator, you can try going through our basics course, which is basically all about these fundamentals that you can apply in any kind of animation you want to, whether it's 3D, 2D, cutout. It will help you either way. Yes, Stella, exactly. It's the medieval animation one. Yeah, with the medieval, he had like a series of them, which are very, very pretty.
Okay. And I don't need to go to the first position because you see, I copied first position from here to this position here. But actually, fabric sometimes, for example, if you animate light, let's say object light overlap, sometimes it doesn't need to go. It cannot be that fast to always go back after every blow to the first position. For example, it's not happening. Boom. So basically, for example, it's gonna go maybe further, or maybe not even get to the final position. For example, like that. And then boom, another blow, just hits it again. Sometimes also it's you useful just to draw very rough, just to understand the direction. Just be loose.
Yeah, like you said, just draw like wild lines to see if maybe some of them fit very well.
Yeah, instead of putting all the time everything right away in the perfect pose and yeah, be accurate. How many people from our chat knows or played in Baldur's Gate? Please let us know.
We have some. We have Mira, who was really sad. It's very heavy, like The Sims, or even worse. And I completely get the pain. My laptop can't handle
heavy
PG3.
as the Sims.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Sims is very heavy.
Really?
If you like, yeah, if you download all of the like
DLC?
DLCs, if you download like some kind of mods that alter the gameplay, there's like a running joke that people who install just like a bunch of uh like mods and everything, that their computers basically turns into like an airplane because
Wow.
the everything works so hard to keep it cool. But yeah, BG3 is very heavy. Even if like you
Okay.
like set everything to like the lowest possible.
Okay.
Uh yeah, my laptop can't handle BG3 either. You and me both. I only can play on the other computer and I don't have access to it when I want to. We can imagine our BG3 characters. There's already like let's plays of every type of scenario,
Yes,
so you can just
yes,
like pick and choose the videos. We have a question from Loopy Arts
yes.
about the submission. Uh, for the assignment, do we have a specific type of clothes on the rabbit that we need to animate, or do we get to choose what the rabbit will wear?
It depends, up to you. You can, the rabbit can wear the dress, or can have a cape, or the hat with the plume. What does it mean?
Yeah,
Like
big,
with the how to say, with the plume,
the big
right?
feather. I don't know,
Feather,
plume.
with
Yeah,
the
I think so.
feather. Yes. So yeah, it's
Up
up
to
to you.
you.
You have. I gave you liberty.
Creative freedom at
Yes.
last.
Don't get crazy. So again, my first blow was here. Second blow hits harder in the chest, let's say. Then it goes down, and now when in the moment when it's almost stopped, let's say, another one, boom, hits again. But I kind of did it not too heavy, and now this one is going too low, so it's not gonna affect the wind, maybe a little bit, just tiny bit. And this is goes too high, so it's also not gonna affect much. So miss. And basically it's the end. Basically we're gonna go back to our first position, basically. Okay, when I little bit understood how the wind will go, I go back to my roots, I would say, to upper part. Okay. Everything goes down. And basically now I want to stop it or slow it down, let's say.
It's fun how this little hole on the bottom of the coat is a really like good element to show how the coat curves, like how it appears to the camera, because the distance between the distance and the way it's like
Yes.
angled, you can do a lot of nuances with like little details like these.
Yeah, exactly that.
I wish I could do like emojis in real life because I would just like right now show like the emoji of like the guy with the with the glasses being like all smart. I show them.
Become too big. I don't like this too fast. I'll put on 3. In the end, I think I miss one more small blow. Okay, so here, boom, and here I will still add something.
We have another smarty pants in the comments too. Also try to give attention to the number of the spikes or triangles at the end to keep it consistent. So we're in the same camp of like know-it-alls.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to animation, like we forget. Eh. No, we're not like that. We're very diligent. We apply our practice. No, we apply our knowledge into our practice. We're very, very good at this. Say it with me.
I'm
It's
smart.
like manifesting.
Yeah, like
I am smart. I am great. I can keep my, I don't know, shapes consistent.
Yes.
I should make like that emoji that Raphael sent with the glasses. I should make like a pin. I should have it just on me. So people can press it if I'm being too too on the nose. Knowledge is power, loopy parts. I agree. Also, how we apply knowledge is also another power that sometimes does not correlate with the first one. So that's why you should send in your submissions. We'll see how well you applied all of the insights you've learned today. So Lupiard saying I should get a pin so people would note out when I'm being a smarty pants. I love you. Such a nice energy we have here. So friendly. Very demure, very mindful.
So here, I think this went too far. I will not go that far here with this because of the shoulder of the chest. It's gonna block the wind here. So basically, we're basically trying to how to say simulate real physics. I was not good in physics in schools, but I hope I'm good in simulating physics.
The key is to make it look believable.
Yeah.
Does the audience buy it? If the answer is yes, it means
Yeah.
you've won.
Maybe it was I would say it to my teacher on the classes of the physics. Like,
I was horrible with physics. Me and the
yes,
physics teacher, we had beef. Like, but it was because I was a bad student, so that was on me. We have another question. Where did you get the design for the character? We probably have some people who didn't join us from the start, so maybe you can tell us more about your process of
looking
choosing the model for today.
Google,
Yeah.
right? Like I don't know. My idea was to just to get the dummy, from practice room,
Mhm.
martial arts, etc. And I found this lovely Baldur's Gate dummy from one of the character from Lae'zel. And
Mhm.
I thought, okay, it's gonna be homage to one of my favorite games ever. So I took it. And this artist, actually, his name is Edward as well. It's mine. Let me introduce him. Just give me a sec.
You can click on
Uh,
like I think the 3rd minute of our stream if you want to have a reading introduction.
yeah, his name Edward Wonderhot. Kind of. So this guy was like that, and I basically took the design and yeah.
Mhm. Ooh, who's your favorite companion in Baldur's Gate 3? Who do you like to
As
take most?
Astarion.
Valid.
And I just
He
love
is
him.
very fun. That's true.
Yeah. I want to start a new game in the future in a honor mode because I love D&D and I will do this Dark Urge
Mhm.
character. I'm
Ooh.
very curious how it's gonna go.
Yeah, because I think they're like updating some of the
Endings
things
as well, yeah.
connected to, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Interesting. Oh, we actually have a couple of questions from Ani. I want to read them because I think they're very kind of connected, so you can talk a little bit more about that.
Yes.
Basically, how much time? No, let me rephrase it. Mhm. How much time do you spend animating each day if you're working on an industry project or on a commercial project? And her other question was, I'm not sure. When working on an industry, like in a professional setting, how many seconds of animation do you need to send every day? So how many hours you work and how usually like many
Yeah,
seconds?
there is. I'm not sure if there is. Like I mean, of course, there is a studio limit for the seconds, but I'm not sure if people, kind of do this amount of seconds every week, every day, etc. But I'm trying to do it when I do a freelance, from 5 to 8 hours. And basically every day. I mean, usually normal rate is just 7 hours per day, but sometimes you can, you have to do some home stuff, right? So basically, then you catch up in the weekends, etc. I don't recommend that because if you do that, basically you burn out very quickly
Very
because you
quickly,
don't
yeah.
have you have no free days, etc. Basically, you just finish 1 week, you didn't rest well, and you start a new week again. And in animation is quite difficult because you will always have a lot of work. I mean, I'm talking about when you do freelance and you on the studio. Doesn't matter how much work you do, you will have more. You'll finish it faster, sure, get more shots, right? And basically you will be always like in a rush. And I'm just saying that if you want to be healthy, you probably have to work just day hours and then take a rest.
True.
So again, five from 8 from 5 to 8, but normal rate day it's like 7, with 1 hour of the lunch, and about seconds I don't remember actually. Sorry.
It probably will depend on the
Yeah.
project, on the deadline.
Just I can say I don't know, like 10 seconds per week, for example, right? But I can be just I don't want to fool you. It depends, yeah.
Hopefully, we answered your question well. And we have another question. Can you explain a bit more about the air arrows you did at the beginning?
Yes.
Do you often do them, or it was more for today's demonstration?
It's for today's. Yeah, I don't do them. I just imagine how the wind can be in the shot. For example, if the wind in the shot should be looped, for example, I just make some loop that doesn't look very repetitive, like repeatable. So maybe sometimes I make some loop, but I desynchronize a little bit more in the second loop. For example, when it just go one and then second, I do something extra just to make it a little bit different. It depends. But basically, no, I don't need to. I don't need to draw these arrows. It's just to you to explain the wind actually pass through the character and the fabric. It's not just like it instantly is like a ghost, raise there with the cape, right? It's just something that push it.
Thank you. And also another quick question. Are you excited for Witcher 4?
Yes,
Are
of
we going to
course.
lose you once it's going to be released?
Yes, of
For like
course.
a week or so, yeah?
I'm I mean, I played Witcher 3 during my preparation for the Goblins exams. It was quite a long time. I mean, before the exams. So I had kind of like I played all the time. I mean, I played like around 3 hours per day, but it was just after lunch, after breakfast a little bit. and after work during the day, like 2 hours or something, and basically it took me 3 months like to finish the whole game with all DLC. I think I spent like 170 something hours, I guess. But nothing gonna beat Baldur's Gate. I just like around like one 200, 500, 550 something, like I don't know.
It's just so
Just
dense. There's like so much stuff you can
I
do.
mean, I'm just so slow. I just want to be very, very, to see
Thorough.
everything, to observe, and to go everywhere, to spend some
Exactly.
time also with builds. I have to build, have to Google and search for nice build, because I don't know every. I mean, for example, when I play D&D, I just know my character, right, and my build. But here you have the whole crew, right? The whole team. You have to build all of them and be efficient in the fight, because I play in a hard mode, so in tactic. So that's why it's like it's consuming, but it's amazing.
It's consuming my life, but this is amazing.
Yeah, I lost everything, but I would not regret. No, I
We
don't.
have another
I don't play
question.
much. Yeah, go ahead.
Should we make sure to keep the win lines simple, and should we include them in the assignment?
Yeah, please. Actually, it's a good question. Please do. Please add them. Just to let me know what exactly you had in mind. Okay. Yes.
Mhm.
Good question.
We have some questions. We're not gonna compare. We have some questions about different games, like, will you say Baldur's Game is better than the Witcher series? Let's stop before we go into a territory where someone is gonna get really sad.
No, but it's different games.
That's also true. They're different.
I mean, I was a fan of The Witcher after the first game. Yeah, Baldur's Gate is not close to me in terms of lore,
Mhm. Mhm.
but I appreciate the mechanics. It's just gorgeous. Just actually character acting and D&D feel like that's everything, you can do, like real role playing, not just pretending.
Mhm.
So basically now I'm just polishing the arcs. Let's see.
People are saying then we require a tribute to uh to Baldur's Gate like you did for The Witcher.
I would love to. I would love to. I think they did some animation short. I didn't pay attention to what it was, but it was not very good. I would love to, but I don't have attachment to the characters as for Geralt, for example, because I read all the books and etc. etc. So in Baldur's Gate there is like many characters, so and they're amazing, but I don't feel as attached to some of them, to one character that I want to make a tribute, right? And I don't know. But it would be nice. It would be nice to have something like Vox Machina intro, badass sequence, like scene. Like it would be nice to have something for Baldur's Gate as well. Yeah, if they will ask,
Um,
of course.
and pay, maybe.
Yeah, of course.
We have another question from Emily K. Hi, I want to animate a skirt turning or a napkin falling on a table. How should I design the arrows? Depending if you're doing this for
It's different.
submission or not?
It's different because the falling fabric is different than the wind that goes through, right? When the fabric falls, you have no arrows, which is basically simulate how air resistant goes with the fabric, right? It's different. I would suggest you to use the same principle as here to make overlap on the character, not just random fabric that moves.
And also
My
references.
yeah, my suggestion. Okay, let's see how it works. Okay, yeah, not that bad. It works okay, and it has some volume. We have some the upside, how it's not upside down, different sides revealing of the cape, so it's not that flat. And also we have this feeling of the movement of the pin with the smart glasses and etc. Yeah, so basically we have different rhythm. In the beginning we have like one like two blows, then we have small pause, and then less strong, like just only one. Like basically in the beginning we have two blows and then pause and one blow. So basically that's so what you have to remember when you do some kind of exercise like that. First of all, volume and nice, let's say, posing of the cape, right? Find some interesting solution with the falls, and do not just do these movements. Second, it's a rhythm, right? Like that's why I did some arrows and make some poses, etc. And three, it's to draw the whole volume, right, of the cape, right, with the pin, etc. And think about how the wind will react with the body. For example, I did less animation here than here. And also I think if the fabric would be just just be like that, like a flag, something, and the wind will go through, there is nothing will protect it, just it's attached here, for example, and the wind go through. I think it's gonna blow, it's gonna move differently than it's attached to this. I mean, to the body with when the body also protect from the wind from this side. For example, imagine, look, this part of the cape, I almost not like very little moved, for example, because he has a huge shoulder protection, like higher arm protection. So that's why it's not moving that much. Okay, so for the end, very quickly, I want to make some fur animation as well. I have different type of cape, and I will just show you how it's gonna work with the heavy cape. It's basically like Jon Snow fur cape. For now, I also will do the same timing, but maybe in the end I will change it. I will try to make it faster and rough, quicker. But it's also because this cape will not move as much as the previous one, because it's heavy and probably warm.
Unbelievably heavy.
Yeah. It's like bear or
Mhm.
something else like fur.
Yeah, some kind of like tan leather and fur.
Mm-hmm.
Also, an interesting idea to consider maybe having some kind of specific piece of clothing, like we discussed capes today. Just try like maybe kind of same t-shirt but like different materials or some kind of so you can see like compare and contrast uh specifically the materials and textures.
Also,
Maybe.
when the wind will go through, for example, if it's a fur, you can make some small animation of this small pieces, small particles like that also can how to say, I don't know how to say, it's not particles, it's small fur
Pieces?
pieces, right?
Fibers.
Yeah, yeah, like will they will kind of also animate a little bit. But of course, first it's a big shape, and then in the end, small shapes.
Another question about the assignment. Should we animate all the like three items of different textures at once? Should it be like same wind on the same body at the same time, or have them as like individual animations?
I would do the same character, the same wind, but different,
Textures.
natures like fabric,
Mm-hmm.
etc. Like I'm doing now. Basically, I have the same wind. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you can export 3 videos or do three, I don't know, 3 files or like 3 layers into Paint if you have it.
Another question. Uh, is it required to animate all three items of fabric? Say yes. So you can have multiple examples of your understanding between the textures. I would say three is the best because two
If
can be very contrasting to each other.
if you can, yeah, but if you can like 2, it's okay. Also, like for example, light and heavy. If you want and if you have time, make it something 3. Maybe I don't know, something more different. I don't know, maybe uh light, medium, and heavy, for example. I don't know, there's something, or maybe mix. I don't know if you're very advanced, like light fabric with the metal things implemented inside. I don't know, for example, like chain, like up to you.
Mhm. So yeah, in the rules it says three, but
Yeah.
we're giving you a special pass so you can do two.
Since it's quite heavy, you see it's not moving much. I will slow it down longer later. Yeah, you can see the difference, right? How this is moving very slowly and very like little, right?
Yeah.
So I will turn on to both of them.
Ooh, so we
So
can see the difference.
basically it's the same wind, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just different because it's a heavy, really heavy. But the wind still can affect, right? But just differently.
Yeah, just a lot more subtly.
Yeah.
We have another question. Does this method apply also for like animating hair, or is it
Yes.
different?
No, it's the same, basically the same. Just the hair can spread, right? That
Mhm.
basically you can take some how's the same how's
Strands?
how the strands they can
Mhm.
form much more complex shapes, right? And it will depend. So basically you have to really look for the references maybe or just make some tests, right? And maybe you can record yourself, for example, or someone else, and try to simplify this. But yeah, the same principle, but the texture is different because you can basically separate the strands.
Mhm, mhm. Makes sense. And another question.
Yes.
Do, um, so you, in this exercise, you count only the movement to show how heavy or how light it is, or can you use stuff like the outline of it to sell that it's like a heavier texture?
Outline? What do you mean?
I mean, like the
Like
line art.
a
I'm thinking like
like
it's probably like the
thicker.
thickness. Yeah, yeah, yeah. stuff like that.
I wouldn't say that if you will do a thicker line on this fur cape, it's gonna be heavier.
Mhm.
I wouldn't say that outline change like impression of this.
Mhm.
Maybe
Mhm.
the shadow will be, I don't know. No, I don't think so. But
Not really.
more like texture, for example,
Mhm.
texture that's gonna show that this is the fur, and fur is usually heavier than fabric.
Mhm. So there, hopefully we managed to answer your question.
Yes.
Concentrate on the movement first, the
Yes.
simulating of the physics.
Yes. Exactly. Basically, yeah, we're gonna stop soon because the movement I did only what left is just make it prettier, precise the drawings and etc. And we have not 100 likes, so I will not animate the chain, unfortunately.
So
We have 88. We have 88. Not that bad.
88, we're close, but not enough. Maybe
Close.
next time.
Okay, maybe 5 more minutes. If you guys do your efforts, we're gonna animate some chain and also some fabric here. It's important. It's not only the cape; it's also part of the design.
You said we have 5 minutes. What, before we finish the stream or before we have like the 100 likes?
Yeah, I mean, I hope we're gonna have 100 likes in 5 minutes, and we're gonna do the chain animation.
So the power is in your hands.
Guys, save the universe.
The most important task you could
Yeah.
ever have.
A bigger power, bigger
Now.
responsibility.
Now.
Yeah, basically, what I'm doing now is just it's just tracking the volume, and basically that's it. Just making it prettier. Yeah, I could spend much more time to make these strains of fur also work better, disappear, appear, etc. Like to show how the wind passed through it. Also, this probably not gonna work. Not gonna move here. Maybe here. So basically this I will just copy. Yeah, guys, basically last questions if you have some, and we're gonna pause it here.
Slowly come to a close. Yes. While we all still here and you still have time to type out your questions, I'm going to remind you that this is a workshop here on YouTube. But if you like what you see and you want to start your journey in animation, you can always go to the link in the description where we actually have a link for the courses. They start in October. And they're perfect whether you're only starting animation or you have been doing animation for a while and you want to level up your craft. The lessons are happening weekly, and plus they're very flexible. So you can have a very unique schedule and still have the time to attend classes or watch them in the recording. What I personally like that as I already said, like the key ingredient, the foundation kind of the courses is of course personal feedback. So it will be specifically catered to what you do well and not so well, and know where to improve specifically to level up as a whole.
Yeah, basically in the 3 weeks, I will give you a feedback on your work, and it will basically kind of repeat the same principle what we have in the classes, right? I give you feedback, you bring an animation, you do some tasks, and I give you feedback.
Exactly. And also, since we're here, I wanted to repeat the rules of the submission. I think I will share the link as well in the Discord server and in the description. I'll add it once the stream is going to be over. But short rules: you must submit a shot with 2 or 3 moving fabrics. They have to be very different compared to each other. So maybe one's very heavy, one is very light, and they have to be on a specific model of our character Rabbit. And you have to put everything into the submissions folder, which will be also in the rules as a link, so you'll easily find it. The format for the submissions: best, TV Paint, and then MOV, like the QuickTime, and MP4. If you submit TV Paint, we'll just be able to look through your key drawings, see how well you did the timing, and be able to correct it a lot more. So you
Yeah.
might get a bit more feedback from the submission as well. So that's another perk. The length of the cycle of the movement of the fabric. It has to be 3 seconds. It could be like a second more or a second less, but 3 seconds is like the perfect ideal. You'll have enough time to make something fun. At the same time, don't overwhelm yourself. The naming conventions, I'm going to put them, they're already in the submissions. And I think it's really hard to explain in words. So I'm going to pass that one. And the last rule we have, you have to complete as much as possible your submission and send it to the submissions folder before 4th of September. It's Wednesday, 17 UTS. I will be closing up submissions, so we'll have enough time to look through them to be able to give good feedback.
Yes.
Nora says it's excited to do the assignment. The stream was great. We're happy to hear that.
Thank you so much.
We also have a question about the name of that specific animator we talked in the middle, who I've called the wrong animator. And I already lost them. So I'll share it in the Discord channel, in our Discord server, in the general chat. So if you want to see it, you can go to our Discord server. It's also linked in the description. Plus, we do a bunch of fun stuff. Not only I share the nicknames to interesting animators, we also do practices. One of them that I really like, we do it every Sunday. It's figure studies. Usually we would go either for like still just images. But last time I got the people were demanding that I would do this type of session. So we took a couple of videos of people either like lifting boxes or punching, or we had one guy who was like swinging a katana wildly from side to side. And we basically picked the key frames, kind of the key images of that movement, and drew them for like a minute each. So it was like really fast, rapid figure drawing combined with us learning how the movement works, like the nuances between these like very important poses, the way the weight shifts. So, and that was really, really excited. Everyone really liked it. So now we're going to keep it as like a regular practice. So you'll be able to catch it too. And we'll also do another thing on Thursdays. It's a little bit more quaint, and it's more about painting and your visual library in general. When we had a really good point about talking like about bicycles and how people actually don't know how bicycles work and look like. And in our life, and that's not only about bicycles, it's about a bunch of stuff. And one way to kind of mitigate that problem and expand your visual library is to actually meet with a lot of different types of objects and drawing them. So that's what we have been doing for the last, I think, month or two. And I can say we've been drawing armor for the last 2 or 3 weeks. And I can say I got really better at understanding how armor works. And I can improvise a lot more because I don't feel restricted into these like just one type of armor, like plates I know and like draw everywhere. I can actually now see and try something new with all the references I've drawn and gathered. So always welcome there. I just wanted to give a little segue before we're done.
Yeah, last thing that I forgot to tell, but I did draw your fabric movement like completely without without thinking that, oh, this is gonna be hidden by the body or something. Okay, for example, like imagine that the character is transparent, so basically you have to draw it completely. I didn't mention, but I'm saying it now. All right, I think we can pause here with
Perfect.
our demonstration.
With our and stay with our lovely faces. So we're probably gonna slowly go to a close. We've been here for more than an hour and a half. Thank you for being here, whether you're watching this in a live or in a recording. I'm very grateful that you decided to spend time with us, and hopefully it was very enjoyable for you as well. Thank you, Edward, for coming here, sharing all of this information with us, and hosting this lovely workshop. Hopefully in part 2, in 3 weeks, we're going to be just as thrilled and impressed with what you have. As always, the links for the courses, for the submission rules, I'm going to add them later, are in the description. So you can always go and check them out once you're done with the session. So we're very happy to see you here. And now finally, Animation Club School is going back offline. See you in 3 weeks. We'll be happy to have you here. Bye-bye.
Hello everyone, this is Animation School. My name is Edward Kurchevsky and I'm professional 2D animator based in Paris.
Bobby, would you care for a piece of pie?
I studied animation over 10 years in one of the top schools in the world, and now I'm ready to share my knowledge with you. In the past 4 years of teaching, my students achieved remarkable results and working in studios like Cartoon Saloon, Skiad, studying in schools like Gobelin l'École de l'Image and CalArts.
I'm not sure what we've got here, Charlie. But if we've got what I think we've got something.
Our goal is to prepare qualified professionals in a short amount of time during our intense course. We are here to also create a bridge between you and studios and help you find your first professional position in industry. Online studying became one of the most important parts in worldwide education system, and I am pretty sure with us you will achieve great results. Good luck!
run this school. I am God!
Me and my mom. You're fuck! Fuck's sake, fine! Try this dumbass shake.